Top of the morning, people. How's it going? Welcome back. We're at the Bettor's Edge with your host, Jake. Let's get straight into it for today's card. Guys. I don't want to harp too much on last night. If you tailed, and great. And if you didn't, no worries. I told you guys not to. I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if I knew those two plays were going to both be winners. If I did, I would have bet them myself. I give you guys leans as leans only because I'm afraid that they're going to go 1-1. Yesterday it happened to go 2-0. I'll have a couple of more leans today for you guys and an official play. Let's get straight into it. First game of the day on the MLB card, that is the Seattle Mariners at the Detroit Tigers. I talked to you guys about this in the divisional season preview video that I made, the first official video I put out on YouTube. This is a 1-1 series. This is a swing game. It's not the end of the series for the loser, but obviously when you're in a 5-game series, the team that goes up 2-1 has a major advantage, especially if it's the better team. You're looking at the Seattle Mariners on the road with their best pitcher. Logan Gilbert is on the mound. He is their ace. If you want to call him an ace, he's their best pitcher. Facing off against the Detroit Tigers and their third or fourth best pitcher, Jack Flaherty. This price is the Seattle Mariners at -135. I lean, I don't want to say kind of heavy, but I do have a strong lean towards the Seattle Mariners. If I didn't have 2 units already on the Seattle Mariners to win this series, I would be taking the Seattle Mariners at this price today. Logan Gilbert is a far better pitcher than Jack Flaherty, number one. The Seattle Mariners lineup, which we haven't seen the best of through 2 games, is going to show up today. The reason why that's going to happen is because they faced off against the best pitcher in baseball, Tarik Skubal, in Game 2, and you expect that game to be a low-scoring affair. They didn't show up in Game 1. Make no bones about it. No excuses about that. They went up against the Tigers bullpen. They just didn't show up. We saw a better performance from their lineup against a far better pitcher in Game 2. I think we're going to see the best of this lineup today for Seattle. Polanco went deep twice. Raleigh had a massive double in the bottom of the 8th inning the other night in Game 2, and Julio Rodriguez has been really good this entire series. It's not a big enough lean for me to bet Seattle, but if you do like Seattle and I'm giving you a lean and you just want to make a bet for today for entertainment purposes, which I highly, I don't want to say highly, but I do recommend against. I bet to win. I don't bet for entertainment. But if you're betting just for entertainment and have fun and you like the Mariners for today and you like the fact that I have a lean on them and you want to bet them, I'm not opposed to it. I do have a lean on the Mariners, as I said, at -130, 135 today, depending on where you're looking. The reason why I like the Seattle Mariners is because you're getting their best pitcher against the third or fourth best pitcher for the Tigers, and you're getting a much better lineup performance today from the Seattle Mariners, in my opinion, than we've seen through the first 2 games. I would not be shocked whatsoever. If you go back to the last time these 2 teams played at Comerica in Detroit, this Seattle Mariners lineup really blew up. They put up double-digit runs, I think, in 2 or 3 out of the 4 games. 12 or 13 one game, 10 or 11 in another game, 7, 8, and 9 in the other 2 games. We're going to see one of those types of performances from that lineup today, in my opinion. And even if we don't, and we get 4 or 5 runs, 3, 4, 5 runs, that very well may be enough when you got Gilbert on the mound with that atrocious lineup, in my opinion. We talked about it in the preview show. That Detroit Tigers lineup loves putting runners in scoring position, oftentimes with no outs, and doing nothing with it. They're incredibly frustrating to bet on and to back, which is why, obviously, I backed the Mariners to start the series. And again, if I didn't have 2 units already on the Mariners to win the series, I would probably be betting on the Mariners today. With that said, let's go into the second baseball game for today, which I do have an official play. My favorite bet for today, the bettor's edge, if you want to call it, for today's card, is the under 8. If you shop around a little bit, you look on DraftKings, you look on FanDuel, this number opened at 7.5. It's now up to 8. The under 8 is my favorite bet out of all the sports action for today. If you take a look at the entire card with NHL, with baseball, for you degenerates out there that might be betting on preseason basketball, The best bet on the board for today, the only edge that I see that's worth taking, the bettor's edge, as I like to call it, is the under 8 in New York. It's a very similar situational play to what we saw last night in Philadelphia. I talked about on the video yesterday. I said the Philadelphia Phillies right now are in a situation where they must win. Now, obviously, the New York Yankees, are literally in a must-win situation. If they lose this game today, they do go home. The Phillies weren't in that situation, but now that they're down 0-2 and going to LA, everybody, probably Philly fans included, are considering that series to be over with. When you're dealing in that type of situation and that type of environment, as I mentioned yesterday, both managers know the magnitude of that type of game. You usually get a very low-scoring affair. That game was 0-0 yesterday into the 6th or 7th inning. It did get tight. I'm not going to pretend as if it didn't, and I'm not going to pretend as if I knew for 100% certainty it was going to go under, or else I would have bet it. But the edge was there. That was the biggest edge on the card yesterday. This is the same scenario here. It's a winner-go-home situation for the Yankees. Boone knows it. Their pen isn't great in New York. Obviously, that's probably their biggest weakness. But you're getting probably their best pitcher on the mound tonight in Carlos Rodon. I know Max Fried has had a big season, and I'm a big fan of Max Fried. But Carlos Rodon, in big situations, he performed really, really well his last outing. I'm expecting for him to perform really, really well today. And in general, I'm expecting this game to be another low-scoring affair. So my best bet for today is the under 8 in New York. If you want to bet the side in this game in New York, this is a situational type of play. I do not see the New York Yankees getting swept today. I do foresee the Yankees winning. If you want to bet a side on this game, it's a lean only. It's a similar edge, a small edge to the one that I have in Seattle with the money line on the Mariners. I lean towards the Yankees money line. The problem that I have in betting these two money lines, me just being transparent and honest with you guys as if I always am, I tell you guys exactly what I bet. I tell you exactly what I lean to when I don't bet on games, is you got to go 2-0 if you bet the Mariners and if you bet the Yankees. And if you don't go 2-0, you're losing juice because you're laying 130, 135 on the Mariners, and the Yankees line is probably 150, 155, maybe even 160 by the time you guys see this video. So guess what? If you go 1-1, you're losing a minimum of 30 cents on the juice. At that point, you're hoping to go 2-0, which is entirely possible. We went 2-0 yesterday on the leans, but if I was going 2-0 every single day on my leans, I promise you guys I would be betting them every single day. But it's more likely that these leans go 1-1 than 0-2, and then you're just getting juiced, and you're now losing. And I don't want to give you guys losers. At that point, if you just want to pick one, you can just pick one, but then you got to hope and pray that you pick the right one. And if I'm being frank with you guys, when I'm in a situation where I just pick one, oftentimes it ends up being the wrong one. So I try to stay away from that as well. If you're asking me for the bigger edge between the two, I probably honestly lean towards the Seattle Mariners just a little bit. I'm talking about fractionally. I like the situation in New York a little bit more. I don't think the Yankees are going to get swept, but my gut tells me that the Toronto Blue Jays are a better team than the New York Yankees. And that can override situationally a little bit more than the situational play on the Yankees. The reason why I prefer the Mariners is because they're a better team than the Detroit Tigers. The situation is better for the Tigers than it is, for the Mariners than it is for the Tigers, with their better pitcher on the mound, with their bats slowly starting to get things together. But then the advantage that I have for the Yankees is the situation in New York is better for New York than it is for Seattle. So it's kind of a toss-up there, if that makes sense to you, because the Yankees got their backs to the wall. When you're dealing with a situation where a team has their backs against the wall at home, they usually deliver. You're probably going to see some performances from some guys at the bottom of the lineup show up today for the Yankees, which we haven't seen through the first two games on the road. So that might sound a little bit confusing to you guys. If you want to pick one, very marginal edge towards the Mariners over the Yankees, or you can just avoid both of them at all costs and take the winner that I'm giving you guys for today, which is the under 8 in New York. Again, this opened at 7.5. It's now up to 8. I liked it at 7.5. I like even more, obviously, at 8. With that said, guys, I ask for one thing and one thing only from you guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. Each and every single day, I'm coming to you guys with knowledge, with information, more importantly, with winners. We're all here for the same purpose, so we can congregate, so we can share our opinions, so we can share our knowledge, and ultimately, so we can come up with winners for that day, and so we can beat the bookies. That's the idea. As I mentioned, like the video, subscribe to it. I'm trying to get these videos out to new followers and new subscribers. One thing that I don't mention on these videos that is important, follow me on X, Bettor's Edge TV, at Bettor's Edge TV on X. The reason why, sometimes I get these videos out early in the morning. And then as it gets closer to game time, whatever sport we're talking about, whether it's baseball, we got NHL starting tonight, which I haven't even gotten into. I'll be providing you guys with winners on the ice as well. Preseason basketball is obviously going to move into regular season here pretty soon. As we get closer to game time in some of these sports, when I put these videos out in the morning, because I'm trying to get these videos out earlier to you guys, I'm not going to have time to make a video later to give you guys a pick. If you follow me on X, you'll see all of my picks on X. If I put a play in 30 minutes before game time, whatever sport it is, obviously I'm not going to be able to release a video on that. So follow me on X, at Bettor's Edge TV. Like and subscribe this video. Let's grow this community. I got big things in the pipeline to grow this thing, production-wise, teaming up with other content creators wise. I got loads of plans in the mix, but right now I'm just a baby in a big pond, and I'm trying to grow this thing with your help. We can all do it together. Let's beat the books. Let's cash today. Let's make some money, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.